Hey everybody, welcome to Bad Wrench Automotive. Okay, so we are here with our Nissan Pathfinder project, which is a 2016 Nissan Pathfinder LE. And I've already covered in the last video how you would do the alternator. I'm not going to go into full detail in this video, but everything you did in that video to take everything apart, you will need to do before you start taking the power steering pump out. This is one of the more difficult repairs, guys, because of where the alternator and the power steering pump are located. It is very difficult to do, requires a lot of tools. I will quickly go over what you need to take apart, but I'm not going to show you every bolt. I already did that in the last video. So let's start up top. All right, so up top, guys, if you're going to go in and do this power steering pump or the alternator, obviously take your intake tube off. I take my throttle body out of the way so it's not in the way because I need to reach right down here. You will also need to take some coolant out, move this hose over, and you will also need to undo this coolant hose that is for the bypass. You will need to remove your fan shroud and your fan clutch. You will need to release your belt, so you'll need to move the belt tensioner. That is all the stuff you need to take apart up here to be able to reach down here. Once you've taken all of that stuff apart, you guys can see that horrible fan shroud that is in the way. You can also see the fan clutch back there that you need to take off. You will need to take this alternator out of the way. I covered that in the last video, so guys, go check that out. If you need to change that alternator, or if you're doing that power steering pump, watch that video first so you guys get the full view of what you're taking apart here. This is your power steering. If your power steering is hard to turn or it isn't responding, this could be the reason why, and you will need to change this. If your power steering grinds or howls when you turn the wheel, more than likely your pump has ran out of oil at some point and it's going bad. You will need to change it. So, guys, there will be some hoses to remove, things like these. There's going to be this electrical connection that you'll have to remove with a flat screwdriver. There will also be a bracket on the back. You will also need to remove this bypass hose. This is the hose that goes up to the reservoir that feeds the pump. And you will need to release that clamp, move it up on the hose, and it will make a big mess. You will also need to take that bolt loose. That is a 24mm bolt. You can, once you get the pump loose, you can move this down a little bit and have clear access to hit that with an impact real quick. Just one tap will loosen that bolt. Once you've loosened that, you can then take that hose and drip it over to the side and let it drain into a bucket. Not everything is going to get caught in the bucket when you do this, so you are going to make some mess. Get some floor dry. On here, in order to take that pump off, you have 3 bolts here that you need to remove and 1 up top on the engine. So the one on top of the engine, you'll see that one there. It's that one right there. It is the 12mm, not they both might be 12mm, but it's not the coolant bypass hose that you guys see. You're not taking the coolant bypass hose, you're taking that bracket right there that's connected to the pump. So once you pulled that and taking those bolts loose and taking the hoses off the back, you will need to wiggle this pump out. This pump is a pain to wiggle out, guys. There is a crush bushing in here that goes through here. It's on this back side. It's on the bracket. So the bracket that holds you can barely see it right back there, back behind the exhaust manifold. That's the bracket. There's going to be 2 14mm bolts. You will need to take that out and put it in a vise with an oversized socket and push that bushing back to give you room for this pump to go in. If not, you will fight this all day and not get this pump in. So remember, take that bracket out, crush that thing back to its stop point so that you can easily put the pump up inside. You can reinstall the bracket back on there once you've done that. Do not install it on there because that bracket is hard to reach the bolts with the pump in. So now that you've done that, and taken that bolt out, this will come out and there'll be a bracket here. That bracket is the one I showed you guys, the one that holds that harness right there. So you can see it clearly right there. There's the bracket. You'll have one bolt here and then a tab that goes in that hole. This is I believe a 12 millimeter, might be a 10. I'm pretty sure it's a 12. Take that 12 millimeter bolt out, put it onto the new pump, and you're good to go. When you're reinstalling the lines, guys, make sure you use new copper lines, new copper bushings. You can reuse the line, but make sure you use new copper bushings. The reason why is many people will do these and they won't put the new bushings on and then they leak. So make sure you use new copper bushings and make sure you get that tight. Once you get that in there, you can start the process of putting this all back together in reverse order. That's right, reverse order. So once you've reversed it and put it all back in and fired it up, you will have to go through a bleed procedure, meaning you're going to have to bleed out the air that's in the system. Oftentimes I just let the engine run, make sure my reservoir stays full so I don't pull air into it, because pulling that air in during the first initial start can actually damage the pump. So make sure it has plenty of oil so that it feeds the pump and recharges the system. It will take a couple of drives to get all of the air that's trapped within the steering rack out, but take your time. You'll be able to get it. It's not that difficult. It's just driving the vehicle and turning the wheel. It will naturally come out. But make sure you do test drive. If you guys are doing this for a shop or you guys are doing this for a business, make sure that you don't give it back to them without driving it and making sure that air is out of the system. The last thing you want is your customer to get in it and all of a sudden there's a hard point because you didn't take it out and fully bleed the system. To fully bleed it, you can simply turn the wheel all the way one way, all the way the other way. Keep doing that a few rotations and it'll flush the fluid through the rack, through the pump, and through everything. Make sure you top off the fluid when you're done. If this helped you guys, make sure you guys hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, ring that notification bell so you get notified when I drop new videos, and I'll see you on the next one.